All right, welcome to day 3 of the MobilityWOD project. Thank you so much for locking on and trying to banish your performance-sucking vampires of tight hips. We're going to keep working our way through. A little context. We're going to do is start to systematically work our way kind of head to toe. We'll bounce back and forth, upper body, lower body. We're going to lay some groundworks and some ideas, but I just need you to get started with some basics. It's going to be a lot more complicated, a little bit more sophisticated. It'll always be less than 10 minutes. Guarantee that you should be able to do all of these things with your basic knowledge. I want to program this in a way that we start to systematically work our way through and kind of work on these things in a way that you don't have to think about it. But I'm always going to start to leave you the option of kind of finding and working with the pieces that are, especially tight for you. We call those goats. So if your goat is particularly bad, and you remember that your hip was awful, but we're talking about upper body extension or internal rotation or something like that, let's go ahead and remember, because I might say, hey, do spend 3 minutes on your goat and then do something else, okay? So first things first, today I want to remind you, or just put on your plate, that you are going to need a few items in the future. Specifically, you're going to need a jump stretch band. I get mine from Rogue Fitness. You can get yours from Iron Woody. It doesn't really matter. The kids at Rogue we love, so we like to support those guys. But again, doesn't matter. These are 3 lacrosse balls. You're going to need 3 of them. One is good. We can get started, but we're going to tape these 2 together. You're going to need a single for some other business. All right. So I expect you to have these 4 items in a week. Can you do it? Don't be that guy. Don't be like, I don't have those things. We're always going to try to not put as many barriers between you and adherence, which is a nice way of saying compliance, which is a nice way of saying you need to stretch your business or mobilize your tissues. Today, but I want to talk about, we're just kind of working through, laying some big groundwork stuff. Some of you guys have been great about your comments and feedback about, holy crap, I had no idea it was that tight, and it really seemed to matter. We're going to work on a downstream one today, which is the calves and kind of the back of the lower leg. And it's important because it fits this pattern that we were talking about. Yesterday we said that we may be short in the hip in the front. There's a pattern where we see athletes that are short in the hip tend to miss full extension of the knee when it matters most, say when I'm cleaning. So if I'm short here, boom, I tend to not be able to kind of come to full extension, that triple extension, and that triple extension ends up carrying through. We tend not to think about the gastroc or the calf as crossing the knee. Usually we just think about it as crossing the ankle. But what ends up happening is when the calf is particularly short, we need a lot of range at the foot, maybe to receive in a landing position, but would also need that calf to simultaneously stabilize the ankle during powerful extension, right? Planting the foot, plantar flexion, and then we also need it to simultaneously extend the knee when we squat, when we jump, and that's why your calves can be particularly tight after Olympic lifting. So if you're short and you're missing one side, your foot is going to take that side and you're going to miss it from the back of the knee. So we're going to trace that down today. So it looks like this. We're going to wind ourselves up on the wall. I like shoes for this. Put your foot up against the wall. I want to trap the entire foot up against the wall there. Can you see that? So that's what it looks like. Ball of the foot is up on the wall. I'm not going to let it slip. That's a break. I want to trap the ball of the foot. I might have to move far away from the wall if I need to. Right? So then I'm going to squeeze the butt, keep the knee straight. I'm going to bring my whole hip to the wall. So the whole hip is going to the wall, keeping the back of the leg straight. And then I'm going to hang out here. We need to tap in, the kind of 2-minute magic mark is it takes that long to kind of tap into the viscoelastic properties of the tissues. They need to stretch, deform under tension. It takes a long time. We're going to start talking about next week into kind of some of the neuromuscular stretching techniques, but if you already know how to contract, relax, or hold, relax, we're going to build big tension in the muscle and then release and then move forward for a passive stretch, 10 seconds. The research says that long-term passive stretching is the way to go, but we need you end range, and we can still get your brain involved. So position 1, 2 minutes at least, winding the foot up. If you like to don't go crazy vertical. That doesn't give any leverage, right? That's crazy vertical, right? Where you just smash the wall. A little bit away, support the ball of the foot, and then bring yourself up to the wall. And you should be able to kind of approximate and close that whole joint down. Don't cheat. This doesn't get you anything, okay? Second position, bend the knee. Work on the heel cord. So I'm going to start doing what I call informed freestyling now at this point, which means that I can move my knee back and forth to look where I'm particularly tight. Hey, look at that, G. What do you think about that?
Good, and I like it. Bye-bye.
So bringing the knee back and forth, right, and looking for the areas that are tight.
Video, right?
That's right. So bring the knee back and forth and looking for the areas. You're not a planar, linear human being, so leg straight goes straight to the wall, but if I bias over left or right, I'll bias either one of the gasrock heads. Can you do that?
That's how hot it is. Feel how hot this
That thing was smoking hot, G. What do you have there?
is. A lime. And it's a lime that burnt in the barbecue, so I put it on a plate so I couldn't touch it.
Go burn up your calves. That's the best thing I can say.
Yeah.
That's it. Goodbye.
And that's it for today. Bye-bye.
Say it again, G. Signing off. MobilityWOD. Day 3.
And that's